Hello everyone, I'm Deborah from DeborahAdele's Craft Room. Today we're going to be painting another Santa ornament. This one is a little more detailed. It'll take some line work. I think you'll like it. These are the paints that I'll be using for this Santa Claus project. Deep Burgundy, Toffee, Dove Gray, Forest Green, RedIron Oxide, Snow White, Lamp Black, Santa Red, and Dazzling Metallics, Emperor's Gold. A list of the color names will be in the description box. The first thing we do, we get a gourd, drill the hole, put in the hairpin, and then paint the entire gourd white. Put 2 coats on. The next thing we do is we draw a nose right about the center of where the head's going to be. What I do next to draw the mustache is I cut a piece of cardstock into a template. I fold it in half and cut a mustache. I cut a few of them so I could get the right size. Then you take the template, set it in the center of the nose so that the mustache lines are coming off the center of the nose, and you put the lines on for the mustache. This way you can ensure that they're the same size. After you do that, you go from the center of the mouth, or center of the nose, where the mouth area is, and you finish the mustache. This one's a little hard because it is a bumpy gourd. Okay? Then, from the top of the mustache, you strike some lines, which are the sides of the face. Then, go over, this is the hat now, go over the top of the face. See how that looks? You go around the back, lower than the front. And you meet the line on the other side. See how that? If you don't like how it looks, you can adjust it, but try to adjust it so that the line you're not using is up in where the red is going to be. There we go. If you have some pencil mark in the white, try to take it out, erase it out, or get a little wet cloth and wipe it out. The next thing I do is get the white paint and brush the white paint all over the beard area. Drag it up so that the pencil lines don't go down, the graphite doesn't go down into the white. Cover those smudges if you drag them up instead of down. You drag into the face and complete the white over the rest of the bottom of the gourd. You don't need to paint. See that? The lines are still there, and they're covered, but they're also sealed. Now I have another gourd here that is already dry. It's been painted white on the bottom. The lines are already in there, and we're ready to paint the hat. You paint along the lines. Try to keep it really nice, sharp line, if you can. You might need as many as 4 coats, depending on the shade of red that you choose to use for your project. Here's a gourd that's already been painted, and it's dry. I put 4 coats on this. And now I'm going to be doing the face, be painting the face. I have a number 3 round brush and the Toffee paint. And you very carefully follow the lines of the side of the face. Little corners there. Across the top of the mustache. When you do the nose, you follow the nose line and try to leave a ridge with the paint, because the pencil line will be gone and you'll need that ridge to see where to line the nose. I don't know if you can see that ridge or not, the top of the nose. Okay, the face is painted. We want to set it down, and we'll have to do another coat. Now this is the gourd I'm going to finish up on. There's quite a bit of work left to do on it. What you're going to want is the black paint. And my brand new liner brush. Add a little water to the black paint so it has the consistency of ink. And then you start lining. You line everything. Top of the mustache. Lining takes a lot of practice. But if you're not perfect, you can always touch it up with a white after. Down the sides of the face. Underneath the mustache. And then the nose. And then there's a little spot here. You fill it in. And this is Santa's mouth. I'm going to have a lot of touching up to do on this. I have thick and thin, some overshots. I'm going to be using my number 3 round to touch up. Touching up the nose. And I'm touching up the mustache. I don't think that I've ever made an ornament, this type of ornament, that I didn't need to touch it up. Then of course you're going to need to touch up your touch-ups. There you go. That's what it looks like before the shading. The next thing we want to do is we want to shade the hat. Put some water on the brush, touch it down onto the towel, put a little bit of black on, there it is, and just start shading. Don't worry too much. We're going to put a little bit of fluff on this brim of the hat. Okay, the hat is shaded. Now we're going to shade the face. We have RedIron Oxide. Go around the top of the nose. Blend it around a little. The nose is shaded. Now we shade around the face. You shade the cheeks. Then you shade the top of his face. you don't like how it looks, blend it out a little bit. And then shade the sides of his face down to his cheek area. Okay, he is shaded. Okay, the next thing we shade is the mustache. I use Dove Gray. You get a little piece, you know, put your brush in the water and you go underneath the top of the mustache. Ever so slightly. It's not a very dark color, so here we go. You see how that looks? Then underneath the bottom of the mustache, again with the gray, underneath the mouth a little bit. The next thing we do is put on the eyes. I'm going to draw the eyes on with a pencil first so that they're the same size. You start in the middle of the nose, you go up and over. You see that? Okay, now the other side. Up and over. Now if they're not the same size, do a little bit of touching up with the pencil. Okay, there you have it. 2 eyes. Now I'm going to get the number 3 round and some black paint. You fill the whole eye in with black. Okay. So you have to let that dry. The next thing we'll do is the fluffy stuff around the hat. You get your scruffy brush, dip it in the white, and go around the hat. Do not cover all of the black shading. You see how that looks? Just a narrow bit of fluff. We're ready for the next step now. What we're going to do is finish the eyes. You get your number 3 round, put some white paint on it, and go around pretty close to the edge of the top of the eye. See that? You want to leave a black line there so it looks like it's lined. Okay. Again, the other side. You have to let it dry and put another coat on. So while we wait for that to dry, I'm going to put the holly leaves on next with forest green. Again with my number 3. You put the 2 lines in, the angle lines, so you know where you want your holly leaves to go. Then you draw in the leaves with the pencil or with the paintbrush. And fill it in. Do it again over here. Okay, there's your holly leaves. We'll let those dry, see if they need another coat, and we'll get back to the eyes now. You get your paintbrush, put some white on it, and paint the second coat in on the eyes. Okay. We're getting there. What I do with this particular Santa is I put white dots all around the edge of his hat, just above the fluffy stuff. Space them about 1/4 inch apart all the way around. Okay. Work the dots around the holly berry leaves so that they don't interfere. Somehow this seems to work out almost every time. The right spacing, which is very lucky. Okay, see how that looks? The holly leaves are dry enough now, so I'm going to put the holly berries on. 1, 2, 3, a little triangle of holly berries. Now with your number 3 round, dip into the black paint. We're going to be finishing the eyes now. Put the black paint on the brush and paint the eye. If your gourd isn't dry, be real careful of those dots. Okay, now with a liner brush, we're going to be doing eyebrows and eyelashes. For the eyebrows, you get a blob of paint on your liner. You put your paintbrush down and pull. Again on the other side, put your paintbrush down and pull. Now we're going to do eyelashes on Santa. Whenever I do these big eyes, I put eyelashes on them. Get some black paint on your liner again, and you put 3 very fine lines of eyelashes. Turn your gourd over and do the other side. Okay. Santa has eyelashes. Now we get the toothpick out and start shining things up. First, Santa's nose. Little shine spot on his nose. Then, a shine spot in each eye. Make them on the same side so he doesn't look cross-eyed. We have one thing left to do. Now the last thing we do is we put a pair of glasses on Santa. I start just to the side of that dot and make a circle. Can you see that? And then on the other side, I do the same, except for it'll be on the same side of the dot on that side. Now you dip your liner brush into the gold and make a line on top of the pencil line. And there's just one last thing you have to do. You get some of the white and put a lot of water so it looks like milk. See how this, show you how this looks here on my plate. It's very milky. There it is. Okay. Now what you do with that milky paint is you paint inside of Santa's glasses. At first it looks a little too dark. See how that looks? That'll lighten up a little bit. It looks like glass. Your Santa is done. You just want to sign your name. So there you have it. Mr. Santa. Thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel and click on the bell so that you get notifications of future videos. See you soon. Bye-bye.